You've labeled yourself a people pleaser because you had to keep the peace at home. But maybe that's also where your social fluency and emotional intelligence were born. You blame your poor boundaries on parents who didn't respect yours, but isn't that also why you're so careful to not cross anyone else's? You say your fear of being a burden comes from being treated like one, but isn't that the same fear that now makes you reliable, disciplined, and impossible to disappoint? You attribute your sensitivity to criticism to all of the judgment you grew up with, but isn't that also what makes you thoughtful, receptive, and serious about getting better? You say your nervous system never relaxes because your home was unpredictable, but isn't that also why you're perceptive, quick thinking, and never caught off guard? The traits you're most ashamed of are often just the dark side of something light. Your sharp edges didn't appear out of nowhere. They're often the byproduct of something useful. Wounds and gifts often share a root. The self-reliance you're proud of may come from the same childhood where you couldn't rely on anyone. The confidence you carry may have started as a defense over ever feeling small or dismissed again. Even your drive to succeed may be rooted in the fear of not being good enough. This perspective requires maturity. It's simpler to cast yourself as the victim of bad parenting than to reckon with a complicated inheritance. It's easier to say, they hurt me, than to admit, they shaped me in ways I'm still figuring out. The cultural narrative rewards blaming your parents more than it does understanding them. Therapy turns them into victims and villains. Instagram makes them punchlines, but how often do you thank them in the same breath that you critique them? None of this excuses abuse, neglect, or dysfunction, but it does ask for honesty. And you're going to draw a straight line from your childhood to your flaws. You should also draw that same lineage to your strengths. If you can't let your parents take credit for what's right with you, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to make them the villains for what's wrong.